Hi everyone. It is early morning. I'm taking the dogs out to the Agua Fria. We're just going to get some exercise before I have to sit in front of the computer for a long time today. Um, Let me move around. I'm all squished. The dogs are on the tie out, so they're not too happy about that. But one of the things I haven't really talked about too much, I've talked about losing my housing. I've talked a little bit about, therefore losing my employment, um, and some of the struggles of being outside for the month and the financial struggles um, that so many of us are facing right now. But one of the things that I haven't really talked about is um, my health. And that's been a big concern because I was in the hospital, the ER, and then the hospital not too long ago, and for a condition that is manageable, but it was scary. And when I was there, you know, I didn't have my company insurance yet, so I didn't have any insurance. So I'm getting a lot of bills from hospitals and the ambulance and all of that, which I obviously can't pay right now. But when I was there, they put me on some medications, one of which I absolutely hate. Um, it is a beta blocker. It makes me extremely tired a lot, and it causes me to retain water. And so, like, I normally have a chipmunk face, but now my chipmunk face is twice the chipmunk. So, um, I feel puffy. I feel tired. I just feel run down on this beta blocker. I can't stand it. Um, I thought about maybe taking one of the over the counter diuretics, but because it's so hot right now and dry, I worry about doing that because I don't want to become dehydrated. Um, but it's just uncomfortable. And, normally I am outside hiking and doing all kinds of stuff. And, I can do short hikes right now. And it's just, I try to avoid any kind of uh, salty or whatever foods because I don't want to continue to feel this puffy and just out really not in touch with my normal body state. So it's been frustrating. Um, I haven't had any scary arrhythmias or AFib problems recently. Um, I do have heart palpitations. I've always had them. Uh, so I try to manage my stress. I don't drink caffeinated coffee anymore. I don't have caffeine. Um, but yeah, I just feel run down. And then couple that with the financial stress and the stress of not having a dedicated home. Um, it's difficult not to be in a state of anxiety 24/7. I do try to meditate and pray as much as possible and get out, in nature, and that helps. But it's just going to be that this state of being for a while, until I can get back on my feet and you know um, actually get a doctor that can take me off this beta blocker or look for some other options. I still have yet to get Medicaid approval. So I don't have insurance. Every time I have to go to the doctor, I have to pay out of pocket. And all of my medications I pay for. I actually had to stop one medication because it's something like $1,000 a month if you are private pay. I mean, that's astronomical. Like, I don't see how anyone could afford that. So that's been a struggle, and it just continues. And even though I have job interview potentially, and I have a lot of resumes out there, I'm just going through money like crazy because there's bills, there's car insurance, there's medications I have to buy, there's other bills, and you know, and I need a new tire. Every time I go to Discount Tire to get my tire checked, they're like, "Yeah, you really, really need to get another um, right front passenger tire replaced." It's bad. So, I'm just kind of hanging on. I don't want to chance it, and have a blowout on the highway, but it just seems like everything. Like I'm constantly needing to pay a bill, or and you guys know what it's like. I mean, that's common, but when you don't have an income, it's really scary. So, um, yeah, I don't know why Medicaid's being so stubborn, other than the fact that there was a lot of cuts in funding. I mean, if any situation calls for access slash Medicaid coverage, someone who is both homeless and without income, you would think it wouldn't be this difficult. But they keep coming back. What's your address? I said, I don't have a physical address. I keep telling you I am homeless. I've been living in a tent. I live in a motel. I do not have a residential address. I have a P.O. box. Well, we need a street address. It's like they're not even hearing me. And then they come back, okay, we need proof of income. I don't have income. It's ridiculous, and I've sent them at this point 50 pages of documentation and letters, and they're still not approving me, and I don't understand why, other than I honestly think they just don't want to approve any new applicants right now because of the funding cuts, um, the staff cuts. I was at the office once, the DES office, and they told me it was a 3-hour wait to see a rep. There were people lined up outside in the parking lot in the heat, and I mean, it's nuts. So anyway, that's kind of the update. I do have health issues that I'm attending to as best I can without insurance, and yeah, that's where it is. But I did want to show you, we do have water in the Agua Fria. It's not really a river like most of you think of if you live back east or the Midwest, but that's good for us. In Arizona, any water is holy and beautiful. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will catch up with you soon. Take care. Bye.